Welcome back to another game. We're up to 2180 now, it's pretty good going. E4. So yeah, we're going to play what we always play. Right. With it. Yeah, just this kind of standard setup. Bishop E3 is interesting. Going to play the standard stuff. Maybe they're just going to go for like a really early queen out job. Okay, so 2 bishops out. And this. We'll start with this before they've put anything on c3. Simple idea, if you take there, I take there. So our opponent 2100, 1800 games going. 26 blitz, yeah, really nice. 696 in rapid, 493 classical, and a classical rating of 2129. So a solid player of chess. I was thinking also like maybe takes back, and we'd check and pick up the bishop, but actually if we had takes they'd interpose this and then take it, but that's not what we're doing anyway. If they take that, we're just picking up on b2. Like this is probably an idea, maybe this is an idea for us. Maybe they're looking at some sacrifices. Okay, so let us take. So I presume the idea is takes, knight there. So takes, or maybe you just jump in with your knight. We can play this first, there. Again, they're not really defending against this diagonal, so we can kind of continue having a layer of. So now with knight takes, I can just leave the tension there. It's an interesting setup they've gone for, with the piece placement of the knights and the bishops. Don't know yet if it's good or bad. Maybe we'll put their knight there, they're giving themselves the option of playing f4. I think I just want to take. And if knight takes, if bishop takes, I'm happy with that. There's no way it could be bishop takes, yeah. It's here. Let's get ready to castle. Got this interesting move. interesting line. So knight there, takes, there, takes, takes. Doesn't look so great, does it? Got anything better? Yeah, so say this is one option. Maybe we walk into f4 with tempo. This guy needs to get his act together. Yes, there. No, I think we're okay. Actually, again, because of this bishop, I think we'll be okay. I don't know. Takes. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's get castled. I don't think that's a great move, f3. That holds their central pawn together, but I mean, I can play like d5, can't I? And you're going to have some issues. Maybe d5. Next is good. I think playing f4 in one go was better. Controlling the centre that way. I'm like, yeah, I know I attack the e4 pawn, but even knight here is good. Maybe they play this just to kind of shut down my bishop. This is still useful. Yes, I've got ideas of this. I think d5 is pretty good. Maybe a combination of the two. d5. My bishop doesn't have much scope in this game. Do they go for the same kind of idea? Here. Give it a little nibble. This. This to play this. I'm always wondering if this is a move. Maybe we get left with a bit of a poor pawn structure. Maybe we should have rooted our knight here. Not sure. idea is to try and trade off our let's go bishop for theirs, because theirs is a bit more active in the game. So I think here is good. Trade it off. Yes. Okay, maybe we should consider knight d7. Rook's a bit offside, isn't it? You can get like an easy tempo. This. Queen here. Ask the question, isn't it? They can line this up, but they don't have enough pieces really to cause me stress. We kept a reasonable amount of time actually on our clock as well, which is always useful. So yeah, simple threat. Knight here, maybe just pushing and pushing again. I like knight back here. Just uncovering the bishop. You push on maybe a4, a3. Maybe I don't really want to play c5 and give him this square. See what I go. One tied maybe. Maybe this maneuver. Like I say, I think this is. That centralises with their queen, which I don't think is so fantastic. But equally, I don't really want my king where they can get a tempo, so. Yes, takes again, just gives the knight the square. Maybe we do that. Maybe we go here, here, here. Queen moves back, say. Then here. So we cover this square. Might be very drawish here. Both got 2 pawn islands. We kind of got like a minority one. Takes the rook. This here. And this comes with tempo. Here, I like a bit more. So that this we can counter strike. this next, isn't it? And we're going to go here. Yes, quite likely. This rook needs to get in the game. A4. Not worried about this. Not really. This is always quite a useful square. Maybe these go here off the rip. Maybe you can like rook lift. Might be a plan for them. Yeah, F4's kind of multi-faceted. Well, two-sided, I'd say maybe. Because it allows them access along the third rank to target my king and gives a nice clamp through the centre, but it does, both of them are relatively weak, but there's not an awful lot that can target it. So I was thinking here originally, but this is, well, I say it's strong. It has a simple threat, doesn't it? I kind of like to hear maybe we'd force A3. We might be able to create a triple battery down the B file. Long term, they'll probably look to try and play A5, E5, sorry. So maybe in a world where knights get traded, something like F6 might make sense to limit their pawn break potential. And we try and crash through the B file. So we've got 7 pawns, so it's quite a congested position. That's also doing a good job of holding down the A pawn, because I was like, I'd like to get the rook here at some point, but I don't want to drop E5. Although even then I could go A5, give it up, go back again, and then pick it up. I just need to have a double battery, I think, somewhere. I think the optimal setup is usually to have your queen at the back end of the battery, so something like we trade off knights, say, and I'd have one rook here, another rook here, and a queen here. Although having a queen here on this diagonal might be useful. I think it's going to be, when it opens up, who gets infiltration and kind of access to things quicker. That should be what we want to look at. Can I get access to the second via the B file, or can they, like sack a pawn and come down here, or maybe the A file will open up. Let's come around here or something. Okay, so queen retreats. So here, force, well, it doesn't force, but there. can get one connected pawn chain and access to the A file, I feel happy about that. I mean, it's likely a draw, isn't it? But I think if anyone's pressing in that scenario, it would be me. Yeah, I think takes is good for me because I have access to the A file. And if they play this, okay, so let's not be too hasty. I think this is good. Maybe take the pawn. Maybe pawn takes is quite good. Gives me a backwards target. Maybe we could go here. Maybe coming back is fine. Maybe coming back is fine. Kind of induce the weakness. We could have a little nibble over here, and if they ever come here, we get into the b3 square. Maybe a rook on like b3 is good. I'm thinking if takes and if the pawn takes, then they could solidify it with this maybe. So I'm thinking I just come back. If they go here, I think I'll play a4 at the right moment. Yeah, a4 maybe here. Get the rook on here. It's annoying because that rook is used to defend this e7 pawn. Maybe like rook here, queen here, and rook here is a good setup. I feel like we can just keep prodding at these pawns now to make a bit of a weakness. a3 is useful. First step for us. First little hook. Okay, now a4. No, now rook here. There, no. I think here. Queen here. Rook here. So they just invited themselves into a bit of a weakened position. This pawn is now a bit susceptible, like this. Maybe they want to play that, probably, don't they? But it gives me a target, like I've got long term, I can play c4 at the right time. Crack it open when I'm ready. I think they need to be playing for this. So actually my knight does a really good job of being able to take it here. Their knight looks in a really strong position, and it is a strong piece, but it's not doing much, is it? a4. Can't take it. Could ignore it. Push. Takes. If takes. No, we don't have enough pieces on that. So I think queen here. So we can hit this with check. And again, we're up on the clock, which is good. We've maybe not been as precise at some moments, but we've played sensible moves. Play this at a good time. Or he moves his king. Or he plays like queen here. Our next move is likely going to be Rook B8, assuming that he deals with this discovery. Does not deal with the discovery. To push. You can block. If you block, then takes. Maybe we just keep the pressure and double up anyway. Check. Takes. Apply some more pressure. Need to be a bit careful with this, maybe. So I think we're the ones with applying the pressure. I don't want to play A4. I think well, I could play A4. Maybe I kick the knight. So the knight gets kicked. So say this, they'll likely want to play. No, because they can't now, can they? Maybe A4 is the move. A4 is now a threat. A4 is now the threat. Yeah. So before, if they played A4, they could have taken. No, I should have played A4 last move. Well, I don't know, there's pros and cons. Now A4 is definitely a threat, right? So A4, if you take, I'm picking up a rook. A4, if you push, I'm taking with check. A4, if you do nothing. That's some point in the line. I've got this. A4. Takes. I might drop a pawn with check at some point. Takes. So like if a rook takes. Rook takes, pawn takes. A4 there. Maybe we take with the rook. And then, actually, yeah, then the knight would be on it. He's got split pawns. Take back with the pawn. No, I don't think you do that. I think you take with the knight. Take with the knight. You take there. What if we throw this in? The retreat. Takes. Concentrate. There. we might end up with like a running A pawn that's got a rook behind it that forces their rooks out of the way. Wow. Yeah, didn't even look at that. All that. So we can take. Gives us access to the A file. There's a lot of things all staring at each other. Takes. Do we kick here? Do we play this? That's a threat, isn't it? Takes. So suppose takes, queen takes, say. Then this. Oh, I can take there. Can I take there? I think I can take there. It's a pawn. Very ropey style. If that, and then that. There. I'd have liked a bit more time if you're going to play some moves like that. Does that win a pawn? Does it hang a queen? High risk for minimal reward, I'd say, but we've played it. Maybe we should just trade it down into a even endgame. Maybe I needed. I think I lost, haven't I? That for that, and then that. And there's no back rank because of this. Oh dear. Oops. Yeah, it was a bit favourable position, which we've just chucked a rook away. Maybe you have to insert e6 first to dislodge the knight, and then play the line. Just got to play on feel. That's annoying. This game's done, isn't it? Queen here. It's nasty. Yeah, queen here might be game over. It's got two threats then, if knight takes and the rook coming down. And even though I can defend both with my queen, I can't. You can just deflect. Okay, don't go for it. Have a look. Up to the point where I decided to give up a rook for no reason. I presume I'm slightly better here. Yeah. Just take the rook. Takes the rook. Take the rook. Queen takes. see if anything jumps out from the opening. Knight d5. This is fine, but not spectacular. Moved my knight probably too many times, but this is all equal. Said taking was fine. I was interested. I presume taking with the pawn was best. Yeah. It still says black's better. Interesting. Takes. Yeah, just take the rook. Yeah, well, you know, we live, we learn.